Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum, more than even Bitcoin, now really needs to bottom. And we've got some issues with this count here now because it just keeps dropping at the moment. We take a look at what that means. It's not time to panic or anything. Before we do that, let's just take out some of these support boxes. They were relevant. They were long trade areas. They worked out, but we just take them out because they messed the chart up a bit. Also, these support and trend lines can be taken out, and also I'm going to take this out. I'd like to leave this one actually in place here. This might actually become relevant in a different way now if we look at the latest price action. Who knows, we'll see. Again, I don't really like trend lines too much because they can shift and change, so we just need to see if that one becomes relevant if the price comes down to that level, which would be around 1260. A few people got a bit confused, I think, with the different scenarios that there are. In fact, there are actually only 2 or 3 which are now possible, and we try to keep it simple. So my view is still primarily that we should continue to move up here. Also, Ethereum should continue to move up. However, the question is, in what kind of short-term setup does this actually occur? Yesterday actually started to look quite promising, in that it looked like we had 3 waves complete here, 3 waves, and then we should have done here 4 and 5. Now that was done, wave 1, the problem is though that we did not find support high enough, so we dropped lower, which I told you then, if this happens, if we really drop lower, then I have to consider this another subwave structure, wave 1 and wave 2. It would have been nice to count this complete move as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, we came down too low. So that is the alternative pattern we had on the chart, and we said it would be a 1-2 setup. And for this 1-2 setup, which is still a bullish setup, however, it's getting too unlikely if you have too many of them. A certain support level needs to hold, and we take a look at that. But if you look at the chart now, from the swing low here on the 22nd of November, we've got here a 1-2 setup. We've got another 1-2 setup. We had here another 1-2 setup, and this would be another 1-2 setup. Everybody who's familiar with Elliott Waves knows that this is extremely difficult to justify, because it basically means that all of these wave 2s and whatever 1s and 2s, they need their own wave 3. So there will be a wave 3 for this wave 2, after that one. There will be a wave 3 after the white wave 2. There will be a wave 3 after the yellow wave 2, and so on. And all of that will lead to a massive bullish outlook. However, at the same time, it's getting unrealistic. That is the moment when I start to favor so-called diagonal patterns. I don't particularly like diagonal patterns. I use them only if I have to, but diagonal patterns can be used when we have still a bullish outlook, which we have, but they are too but we have a lot of overlaps, and when in a different scenario you can only get away with counting it all in 1-2 setups, which at some point gets too difficult, and gets too unlikely. So let's first of all finish this scenario. If we really say we have these 1-2 setups, which would be a very bullish outlook, which is at the moment still my primary expectation, but I'm actually starting to think this is getting less likely than the alternative. But we take a look at both, and eventually it's all about which support levels are going to hold, because even if the alternative diagonal pattern, the support levels are fairly similar, so it doesn't make a great difference. Okay, so the idea here in this 1-2 setup would be that we need to hold, now that we've lost all the other supports, we certainly need to hold the, very important is the 1242 level here, or 1240 we can call it, that last support from Monday, the 12th of December. However, ideally we don't even get there. Ideally we are holding here, the 1265 level. The 1265 level would be the very important support for this 1-2 setup scenario. From here we have a chance to move up. And if we drop below that level, it would already make the 1-2 setup less likely because it is the 78.6% fib level, and dropping below that level makes it even less likely. Now looking on the 1 hour chart, we are pretty much oversold on the RSI now. So that would make me think that at some point here we should see a bit of a bounce at least. But then the question is this going to be an impulsive move? So the 4 hour still has further space and scope to drop. Yeah, on the 4 hour chart we are not oversold yet. Important is to understand that ideally we reverse here, and it would be quite an impulsive rally to the upside. Okay, that is one scenario. That's at the moment the primary, but if we drop below that 1265 level, I can't really justify that anymore too much. In that scenario, then we would look at the diagonal pattern, which would work out as follows. And again, there's different ways of drawing it. I'm only going to show you one, which in my opinion is the next likely one. And that would be here. Let them move up. That was a wave 1 here, where we topped on or peaked on the 1st of December at around $1,310. We then came down in a wave 2. That was here the low on the 7th of December at around 1220. And we're now basically in a third wave. And within the third wave, we have done yesterday with that peak from yesterday, we've done the wave A. We're now coming down in a B wave, and we'd be moving up in a C wave of wave 3 next. So it's a very similar setup, that just the count is different. The overall targets will be slightly different, but it allows us to understand and count this still as something bullish because the upside expectations are still there until we lose critical support levels. So very important would be that we are holding also here the swing low here from Monday, which is at 12, to make it very exact, like 1242. We need to hold that level. Yeah, if we drop below that, it will also create problems for this diagonal pattern. So yeah, there are still bullish patterns obviously available. There's one. Okay, maybe let me show you for everybody who doesn't want to. For everybody who wants to get a bit confused, yeah, let me show you the other diagonal pattern as well, which suggests. Let me just see. Just need to think how that would ideally. So from this swing low, we would move up. This would be an A wave. This would be a B wave, and we would see here a wave 3 to the upside next. Yeah. By the way, in this pattern we've got we have here a 1, a 2, and we're now in the third wave. And this is an A wave, a B wave, and we're moving up in C. And within the C wave, which is always a 5-wave move, we've done here a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and would move up in a wave 5 next. Similar outcome as well. Yeah. However, the difference is in the detail really. So in all of these patterns, we should find support here very shortly. And that tells you a lot about if we don't, then we're probably morphing into a very bearish setup. So it's for me very, very important to hold now. I mean, short term 1265. Okay, if we lose that level, then 1242. If we drop below 1242, I would give it one more chance at 1185. But if that is lost, then I think we're going to retest the $1,000 level. But don't worry, at the moment, my view is still further upside. Maybe after a little bit more downside, but we should really bottom in all the scenarios here very shortly. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also check out our Instagram and Twitter. We're also on LinkedIn these days. So yeah, check that out. You can find the links in the video description. And if you're interested, also check out our trading course on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.